Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Megan, and I'm here for a library haul predictions revealed. So let's just jump right into it. And these were the last 5 library books that I read, and for the most part they were all kind of what I expected them to be in terms of rating. Nothing really surprised me. But I still enjoyed most of my reads, so let's just jump right into it. So the first book that I read was The Consuming Fire by John Scalzi. So this was book number 2 in this trilogy, and I had predicted that I would be rating it a really high 4 stars, and that was pretty accurate. This was a 4-star reading for me. That's what I rated it, and at first I was not sure what I was going to rate it, just because this book was mostly just set up for the final book, but because it was super short too, it didn't feel like it was filler. So everything that was written in this served a purpose, and so it was like, oh, okay, so this is kind of going to lead up to what's going to happen in the end. So everything that was here was written and served for a reason. So I'm 100% now looking forward to the final book. So this ended up being a really great second book, and it did not fall victim to the second book syndrome. So that's this book. So then my next book was Driven by Marcelo Di Cintito. So that's this one here. So this is the one that was nominated for, it was longlisted for the 2022 Canada Reads, and I actually really enjoyed this, more so than I thought I was going to enjoy it. This ended up not being what I thought it was going to be about, so I predicted I was going to rate this maybe a 4, possibly 5, maybe even 3, I can't even remember now, but I ended up rating this 4 stars. So I thought this book was going to be about a taxi driver and all of their stories that they had to tell, but it wasn't. So this was a journalist, so this author is a journalist, and he basically went and talked to different taxi drivers to get their story on how they became a taxi driver, because we all know the Western stereotype where it's like, oh, they were a doctor or a lawyer or something in their own country, and then they came here, and then it doesn't, their credentials don't add up over here, so they have to be a taxi driver. That's not everybody's story. So this really pointed that out, and it was a really good read. So I'd highly recommend this. It's a very short read, and it's very quick, and he talks to a broad number, he really covers everybody when he talks to people. So it's not like he just talks to men. Men of color. He talks to women and indigenous women. There's so many different stories that are in this short book that I highly recommend it. So then the third book that I read was 99 Lies by Rachel Vincent, and in my previous video I said that I was gonna hate read it. I actually didn't hate read it. I mean, I actually liked this one more than I liked the first one, which, okay, that surprised me a little bit. So I was hoping to rate this 2, maybe 3 stars. I ended up rating it 2.75 because I couldn't decide if I wanted to rate it 2 or 3, because I couldn't decide which I liked, where I kind of stood, just because this kind of redeemed itself in the fact that characters, especially one of the main ones, really understood how she was living her life and wanted to change who she was. So I thought that was really redeeming for me. But the plot still just, I just didn't really care for it. There was so much going on that I feel like we didn't need all that was going on. So she has this overarching, and the main plot is about drugs, and that's the whole point of the novel, is this drug plot. But then the author just continuously talks about the relationships of each of the characters, and that ends up taking more of the focus and all the drama, oh, they're breaking up with this person, and I'm I don't need that. You have a solid drug story plot that you didn't need to make it that it's all about relationships. So that really, really bothered me. So that's why I still am like, yeah, two stars, but like the redeeming qualities of the characters kind of pushed it for closer to a 3 star. So that's why I'm kind of sitting at a 2.75. So that was this one. So glad I'm done that duology. Then the fourth book that I read was Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. And I believe my prediction rating was 3 to 4 stars, and I ended up rating this 3 stars. There are a lot of characters in this book. You start off, and every chapter is like maybe like less than 5 pages, is a new character perspective, and you get so lost. I was lost. I was like, what? Who? How is this person related to that person? What is this? And like, you don't really know what the plot of the story is either. So you're like, wait, what's happening? It takes a good like 100 or so pages into this to really understand the plot and who is who. Because you have all these characters who are slightly connected to one another. Like, some people are actually, like, related to each other. Then you have other people who are, like, they're part of a family. Then you have the, like, other people who are part of the town. So everyone's kind of connected in some way. But, oh my goodness. Talk about confusion. But the plot was really good. Like, the way, like, she interweaved all of the plots was really, really good. And it was like, ooh, this is interesting. But because there was just so much going on, I couldn't rate it any higher than 3 because I was like, I feel like I was ready to quit this, but I was like, I'm going to give it a chance because I don't like quitting books. So that's where I stand on this one. So, and there also were characters that you just wanted to hate. I mean, I think Hawkins is really good at creating characters who are very unlikable. You're just like, I don't like this person. And it's just like, can we not read anymore? I don't want to read in this person's perspective because I don't like them. But it was a good whodunit. I enjoyed, for the most part, like, the plots. Characters, not so much, but I mean, they were supposed to be hated, so I'll give it that. So yes, 3 stars for this. And then the last book that I actually just finished reading yesterday was The Deepest of Secrets by Kelly Armstrong. So this is the seventh book in the Rockton series, and I had predicted that I wanted to rate it really, really high, so I wanted to rate it like 4 or 5 stars. It ended up being a 4-star read. I was reading it, and I felt, as I was reading in the beginning, I was feeling kind of disappointed because I was expecting more from it, and it wasn't delivering as much, and I was really worried I was going to end up rating it 3 stars, but after everything that, because so many things kept being thrown, you're like, oh, one thing happens, then they resolve it, then something else happens, and then something else happens, but then they might close Rockton. So it was like, whoa, so much was happening. So it ended up, like, I ended up really enjoying it, so it wasn't as disappointing as I thought it was going to be. I don't know if there's going to be another novel. I mean, her website says that it's ongoing, but the way this ended felt very final, so I'm not sure. And like, this just says, even in the little description, it just says the latest installment in one of the most I can't read this, imaginative crime series on shelves today. So it just says next installment. It doesn't say final installment, so I don't know. But I mean, if there's another novel, I would be happy. But I mean, if this is it, I'm also kind of I'm okay with where this ended. So that's this. And so that concludes my next library haul. My lovely library books. Oh, I don't think I have enough hands to hold the last book. There we go. So that was the next bunch of books that I've read. I will be going to the library again very soon, so I will be making another video again predicting what my thoughts will be on those. I actually really enjoy like the whole star reading, predicting what star rating I'm going to give it, so I think that's going to be something I kind of implement into these videos now. And yeah, so if you enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe, do your thing, and I will be back very shortly with another library haul prediction. So, thanks for watching and bye guys!